actually move to start at least. All right, so I welcome everyone at the fifth ceremony of the Partnership for Sustainability Award. So we've launched this initiative like many, many years ago. And the foundation of this campaign, what has become the foundation? We observed that the projects that emerge in partnership are more effective eventually. So these engage more people. These projects give us a chance to engage more stakeholders. Within 5 years, we've been observing and witnessing how our partnerships are growing, new partnerships emerging, and how these create new projects together. So, just as one Japanese poet said, individually we all are drops, but together we're an ocean. So, I want to express my gratitude to those defenders protecting us, protecting Ukraine, to men and women. Give us this unique chance to meet and to do the deeds that we are actually doing every day. Thank you. This year we received so many cases, like 160. 84 out of these became the finalists and actually the winners of the award. So these are the cases from 12 countries of the world. And we are really proud that we have the companies which actually submit. Yeah, we have actually those who came for the first time, try themselves. Okay, maybe just a minute for us to understand what the situation is, and then we'll like decide what to do then. Okay, let's just observe. It's impossible, but it's reality. So we are living in the reality that we have to live. Unfortunately, we'll make decisions very fast for us to ensure that everyone's safe. All right. So I'm really grateful to all the members of the jury actually joining us. People from different continents, the Western Europe and Japan with us, and the USA. All of them were assessing the cases from Ukraine and other countries, those helping Ukraine today. And they highly evaluated what business is doing and what the partners are doing. I really want to express gratitude to all our partners. Without them, it would be really impossible to have this event today, but with partners, we'll talk a little bit later. So, upon the occasion, I'd like to do the following. We have so many of our key stakeholders, like the companies, the organizations we work with, and I really want to take two issues which are really important. Like for us, as for Global Compact in Ukraine. So first of all, why actually are we working? What for? What is the aim? And where shall we move in future? So Sasha, may I have my slides on the screen right now? I have only 2 slides actually. So while we're waiting, to understand what the situation is, what's happening in the air, so I'll tell you a little bit of what is there in international environment. So today we are present in all international platforms. We've been at the Summit of Leaders under UNGA. So we've talked to businesses on how they work in this crisis moment. So we were representing businesses functioning during the war at the Washington Summit. Last week, we had a discussion on how business can recover and rebuild the country in Tbilisi. But it's all about crisis. You can't get out of the crisis if you forget about your daily routine things. You have to work like every day. It's where we move as a country to European Union. For us to finally reach the EU as a destination point, we have to act according to European legislation. We have a couple of initiatives today which actually tell us how exactly should the business function and operate, how should the business report, to have an opportunity to be present in the EU as a stakeholder. So CSDD and CSRD. So these are the principles that tell us how exactly should the non-financial reporting take place. But if you take a closer look at the middle part, there is like a global UN Global Compact. Annually, we require from the companies who are the members of the compact, we require these reports. And these reports have changed since last year. These are not like the voluntary ones in a free format like it used to be. Now it's unified, purely unified for all the countries of the world, all the companies joining this initiative. And these reports actually, it's quite similar with those offered by the EU. We cooperate with the EU to unify the reporting and to allow the companies report just once, not sending these reports to various organizations all the time. So this is our task. We will ask you, and we will, of course, continue the discussion to show that our business is fully complying with EU standards, not just a business that they say it's like a corruption business. No, we want to raise the awareness of Ukraine, to tell more about Ukraine, about its private sector, via the good deeds and good results, because we can definitely say that Ukrainian business is about people. It's about people who are right now fighting at the war, people coming back from the war, from the front line. And it's about people whose families lost their closest. And of course, it's about the regions, the whole regions where business is providing support. And here we are exemplary for other countries of the world. And we have something to be proud of. We have something to share. So I really want that via our platform of the UN Global Compact, which is clear for investors, which is really simple and clear for partners and stakeholders from other countries. I want us to bring all these good deeds, to show them and show how resilient the Ukrainian business is. If we take this, if we take our materials, we'll see so many cases where Ukrainian business is, of course, working on the environmental recovery of Ukraine. We demonstrate that even during the war, you can build green energy. You can actually invest in that. We as Ukrainian business, we are the Ukrainian people who are rebuilding Ukraine, not even waiting for other businesses to arrive. So we have to live and understand where do we move. We have to understand what EU legislation is to have a chance to compete with the EU, with EU partners. The following slide, I like to say also what we are doing in UN Global Compact, where we are, where we're moving. These are our key projects. Climate Accelerator, so we continue with the Climate Accelerator. We train our businesses, and now we launch the peer learning groups, where companies with more experience can actually share that experience and expertise with other businesses, with their peers. Seed initiative. The second wave, Seed 2.0, has been just finished. We gave grants to our participants. They already are the graduates. So one of the examples, a woman named Ludmila, whose husband is in the armed forces serving now. She has 5 children. She never worked. She decided to change something. So she came to our project, and in 9 months, she said, wow, this was like the most inspiring project in her life. The project that actually changed her life. Today, she launched her own business. She's running her business. She is growing the shrimps. Her 5 kids are actually helping her with that. And she said, like, for the first time, she felt who she was. And for those projects, that's what we do. That's the aim. To have those projects, to look for additional partners for us to do more, to have more changes in the society. Mental health project became our core project. In the beginning of 2022, when the war actually started, Arina Konovalchenko came with an idea, okay, let's do something just for the people. And in spring 2022, we had a couple of consultations with ecologists, had consultations with employees, with the companies which are part of the Global Compact. We knew there was a need. In August last year, we started with a mental health platform, which currently offered more than 10,000, as of now, more than 10,000 consultations to our citizens, to those people who actually needed that. And something from the feedback of the platform participants, people say, I can breathe again. It gave me a chance to go back to normal life. I'm sensing something again. I'm feeling something. In July 2023, we moved further. We opened a community center in Zaporizhia, and today the center gets hundreds of people coming every day, kids and adults, the elderly, uh, those having yoga classes, art therapy, group sessions, individual sessions. Despite that Zaporizhia is heavily shelled every day, despite this fact. So we work for the people and with the people. And I'm so grateful for having you on board because without our partnership, this whole thing would never be possible. Okay. So I do hope that we would also will help you to promote your ideas at the platforms which help you to find your friends and partners. And of course, I should mention this thing, the newest, freshest project, Ukraine Business Compact and Ukraine Energy Initiative. So we launched these together with Ukrainian government and British government. We launched these in London at Ukraine Recovery Conference in 2023. And as of now, we have 700 signatories, big businesses, small businesses out of 42 countries, not just Europe, but 42 countries of the world. And as of now, we've already had the first meeting led by the Ministry of Recovery. Sorry, I just misspelled the name. Yeah, I'm just a little bit nervous, so I apologize for it. So the Ministry of Community, Territory and Infrastructure Development, yeah, led by this ministry. So we established an advisory group, and I'm so grateful to the ministry for. You were the first to grab this opportunity. You saw it first. You took it. You handled it. You started working with it, and now we already operate to engage investors to Ukraine to help our country to recover. So I pass the floor to Miss Alexandra Azarhina, please. So first of all, I'd like to apologize for absence of the Vice Prime Minister, Minister of Community, Territory and Infrastructure Development, Alexander Kubrakov. His governmental meeting just extended, so he wanted to be here like personally, but we're grateful to the organizers, grateful to everyone who joined us today because for our team, this is the biggest priority. We've always been telling that 2022 was about the survival projects for the team. First of all, we wanted to push the bridge recovery projects, the occupied territories to be revived, and that's what we're doing, like from the scratch. Keep running. That was like the key thing like about it. Road infrastructure, railways, and so on. That was the key focus. This year gave us a chance to relate to social and critical infrastructure slightly. It's clear that the war dictates the rules. So Kakhovska Dam, we know that we have to eliminate the consequences there for like the energy sector, which had these suffered from horrible attacks. In fact, we've collected finance for almost 500 projects at regional local recovery. So many things. It seems like these don't directly affect the economy. Schools, kindergartens, bomb shelters, healthcare facilities, like local organization. But we tried to answer the question, how can we bring Ukrainians back home? Of course, for us, there was a huge work regarding accommodation. We tried to do everything so that in 2024, our priorities to be backed by the employment issue, like business activity, for this to be the core economic activity. I have to confess, we came to Japan and it affected us a lot. One of the countries which is being destructed all the time and reviving and recovering in huge scale, but not because of the war, but they have this recovery muscle well developed, you know? It appeared that their prioritization worked like that. First, you have to recover the psychological stability of people. Yeah, so they take care of trauma, they eliminate the trauma, minimize it, and mental health is the core issue. Then, employment and jobs. They say people can live like in very modest conditions, but if there's a job, it works. It also relates to the first block, to mental resilience. Like, how can you cope with a challenge? Not just sitting at home alone, looking at the ceiling, but when you have to work somewhere. Yeah. So we work with all the partners. When we spoke of recovery, when we spoke of priorities and all the investment, This was like the answer for the question. If this project, is it boosting the economy? Is this investment actually, will it help the business? Will it? That's how we try to formulate. But it's obvious that while we're formulating, discussing the projects, that Ukraine's recovery, it's not just like one basket where everyone is pushing the money and then you just distribute it evenly. No. It's a centralized, complicated process where we have international financial institutions, state budget, private investors. It happens simultaneously at all levels. We try to work with that thanks to digital solutions for all this to be well coordinated with no grassroots conflicts. But you can't get a result without proactivity from business. So I'm grateful to organizers, to all businessmen and women still operating in Ukraine, investing and looking for solutions, not just how to recover, but building back better. What we do as a ministry to ensure that SDGs are integrated in prioritization and recovery planning. No joke. In all planning documents, we integrate SDGs as a basis. So we have methodology to prioritize the recovery objects. We designed it with the experts of the Rise Ukraine. We used it to fund the projects under the projects aimed to eliminate the consequences of the Russia's aggression. The World Bank, European Commission was there. Now it requires the approval of the ministry. We want to expand the methodology, but it incorporates all the SDGs and separately the environmental principle stuff important for European Commission related to green transition. It's there. But other principles are there related to gender equality, inclusiveness. So we have a systemic approach in that. In parallel line, we update the strategy of regional development. I just want to say that the team, supported by various UN agencies, are the most active participants of all the working groups. So it's fully advocated. We are lobbying positively. It's there. Lobbying is there for the sustainable development. What's important here for all these things, not to be just in paper, for the funding it works, but we want this to be related to certain financial stimuli. We can't just demand from people for them to radically start being very energy efficient when there is no foundation. Okay, it's another reality we face now. We have basic services. We have so many settlements in Ukraine where trees are cut because we need to build some protective objects. All right, we realize this, but these processes can be effective. We can stimulate business if they work like solutions for circular economy, those ensuring higher environmental standards. And here was our partner, European Commission. So they have the deeper understanding on how to move in a green way, move properly, and to have form a new face to be there for our settlements. And also creating solutions for business to get this access to funding. Those businesses which are more environmentally friendly. A lot of various areas we do have. Again, I just want to say that I'm so grateful to organizers. We're truly doing a big job. And I'm so grateful to all doing this together with you in the center, locally. And of course, Ukrainian business, I do respect you so much. Thank you for still operating here and investing. Thank you.
Christina, thank you ever so much for your support, for taking this time to come and share your projects. This is really valuable for us. I would like to give the floor online to Alexandra Matvichuk, human rights activist, organizer of the Civil Liberties Center Organization, laureate of 2022 Nobel's Peace Prize, ambassador of the Human Rights Direction of the UN Global Compact in Ukraine. So let's play the video.
I'm Ukrainian human rights lawyer, ambassador of human rights of UN Global Compact in Ukraine. I know from my own experience that human rights are losing their meaning if we leave their protection only for lawyers, experts, and diplomats. This is a task for entire sectors of society, particularly business. And that is why I want to warmly welcome participants of Partnership for Sustainability Award. The work which you are doing is incredible. It once again reminds us that even during the large-scale Russian invasion, when you can't rely on legal mechanisms, you can still rely on people. It's important that we have participants from different countries. We live in a very interconnected world. There are a lot of things which have no limitations in national borders. Freedom is one of such things, as well as human solidarity. And only the spread of freedom make our world safer.
Дякую, Олександра.
Thank you, Alexander. Now I would like to invite Victor Lach, President of Eastern Europe Foundation, with his welcoming remarks. Huge thank you on behalf of Eastern Europe Foundation. Greetings. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you, an honor with the people side by side who are moving this country ahead. And I would like to support Alexander, who said, yes, last year we lived in the state of survival, in the mode of survival, and now we are thinking about the development of Ukraine. We think of systemic development. And something that we are investing in, the notion of systemic development contains the notions of sustainable development. Combining all of these components, social, sociological, environmental, as well as partnerships, all of these are the core, I'd say, of sustainable development. Naturally, as we were planning for this event to happen, we came to understand that we very much coincide in all of our values, because for us, partnership is also a principle and a value that we share. Today is day 600 of this war, and I would like to share in just 3 to 5 minutes with you and convey to you the whole of our experience in these 4 minutes and tell you what partnership is for us and what deliverables it reaches to. I would like to give you 3 tips, and I would be very glad if you could expand this list. What were we before the full-scale invasion? We were the organization that would promote innovations in public governance. We developed civil society, and we contributed to the development of communities. I'm sure that you know about us because you're definitely taking advantage of DIA or Svita Gov.ua. These are the products that you must be familiar with, and we are operational in the area of developing the civil society. We have different supporting initiatives, creating different kinds of initiatives to support general public via the communities to the executive authorities. So here there is a hint on the sustainable development. This was what we were like. Everything changed 600 days ago, and I think that Ukrainians realized how much we can continue working together. Authorities, people, communities, each of us began to volunteer, and I'm sure that every one of us in this hall went for volunteering movement. We felt what it means to be a volunteer, to work with CSOs and NGOs, what it means to trust the people by your side and feel the value of that. Now let me share 2 stories with you from our background experience, and let me tell you about the results that each of the parts of these stories wouldn't have been able to achieve these results even if we had been working 3 times as much, because probably one of our experiences is about partnership, and partnership is about common, shared, joint work. Someone said that if you want to move fast, move alone. If you want to move far, and I would say stably and systemically, then move together with someone, with your friends. So talking about moving and the value of partnership. Partnership is not about joining efforts, it's also about combining talents. Think about it. So let me tell you one story. You must know, according to the State Emergency Service, 15% of the Ukrainian territories are mined. You know about that, don't you? And we have to do something about it because it's a huge environmental barrier, it's a social barrier, and an economic one for the country to develop. Therefore, we couldn't but apply the principle of partnership in this respect, so we went for our colleagues in the State in emergency service, and we tried to propose our solutions. So the first part of our story came to be in partnership with the State Emergency Stir, the platform for demining Ukraine. Do you have this platform uploaded on your devices? Great. So please do it because it saves lives. It shows you all of the different kinds of mines and identifies an unexploded ordnance. And you can also catch the signal if, God forbid, you find yourself in a dangerous area. Actually, this is not enough. Something that we would want for everyone is to know about the danger of mines. We want every child to be aware of that because three effects are reached via that: economic, environmental, and social ones. Thus, we thought that we have to educate people, and probably each one of you thought about it too. And at that time, we established a sweet idea of a great platform, understandable, to provide you with different remote courses. And we said, let's create a course together with the SES service of Ukraine. We involved the best experts in this realm. We had an idea for this training course, but just come to think of it, if you have a manual or a book and it's exciting in content, or if you have a brilliant content that you would like to convey to everyone and for them to take advantage of this information, what would you do? How would you go about doing that? Naturally, we would share this with our friends, peers, but that was not enough. So another type of partnership came into effect. This is when I talk about combining talents. We met fantastic people, a fantastic band, Tanok na Maidani Congo, and they're just brilliant, aren't they? Yes, they are. They're open. So we invited them and we said, we have this idea. And they said, we're ready to compose a song. And we said, we are ready to create a video for you, support you with this video. Thus came about the song by Tanok na Maidani Congo, Look Where You're Going. So just Google TNMK, Mines, 1.10 million views already. And then we thought, okay, let the frontman of this band be the presenter of this course. And we made this course and launched it on the platform, and we ensure the opportunity to trace via different information platforms the dangers that people could run into. We also created a course that has been attended by 650,000 Ukrainians. They have already been issued with certificates, and this is a brilliant result. And today I can see Svetoslav, who is the arts director for TNMK. So thanks a lot for your cooperation. Now, once again, about partnerships. If in all ways available, if we hadn't joined our efforts, no band, no us, nor state emergency service would be able to contribute this added value to every action and deed that we are implementing. Just think about the fact that you have to work with your partners, but you also have to expand your talent bases. Invite the people with the talents that you potentially don't have, and this will harness a fantastic effect in your favor. And let me tell you one more story. It's also about social, environmental, and other aspects. We are also very much into digitalization. I've spoken about DIA platform. So you can imagine how much this platform has helped Ukrainians with payments, both civilians and businesses of Ukraine, directly via this platform, via the virtual card. This was a state of emergency, understandably, and we wanted to show what we could do swiftly. But when we talk about a stable development, we have to think about how to achieve this effect. So let me tell you just the story. Do you remember blackouts and power outages? Are you getting ready for them this year, by the way? Do prepare for them, because most likely one more difficult winter is ahead of us. But we understand how important it is for the citizens to get their services uninterruptedly. Centers for service provision and administrative service provision are there, and we decided, okay, let's provide them with generators. But then we changed our mind and we decided to equip them with solar panels. So now they're working regardless of whether there will be blackouts or not. People come to different services, administrative services, to be issued with different documents, and we are expanding opportunities and possibilities for achieving social, economic, and environmental effects in partnerships with communities, CSOs, and NGOs like ourselves. And I promised you three conclusions. Naturally, be mindful that sometimes people from other peer organizations, even if you have no this experience, still trust them because they contribute added value and they can demonstrate a slightly different approach, unlike yours, and this will be impacting your experience and your opportunities. Second, fear not new partnerships. Next, think about the talents, how you can unify what talents you are lacking in your operations, and perhaps that will also incentivize you to go and look for the new partnerships in the areas which you're definitely lacking. And if you have a look at that, you will definitely understand what your added value should be to the activities that you're already undertaking, whether it be your business, your charitable, social activities, or activities aimed at the development of Ukraine. And thirdly, as a country, we will never reach sustainable development goals, nor will we be able to work properly until we work together. This is something which is called social capital, and people can collaborate, interact as organizations, and move their communities and their respective countries forward. We don't have another choice but to be strong. There is no alternative for us but to work together. Glory to Ukraine, glory to its heroes. Thank you very much, Victor, but we are going on. And I would like to invite for the panel discussion, which is titled Partnership as a Key Driver for the Sustainable Recovery of Ukraine, Olena Frolyav, the Chief Editor-in-Chief of Fakta ICTV, Ambassador of the Environmental Direction of the UN General Global Compact in Ukraine. So you have the mic and you have the mandate to moderate this discussion. This is not for long. Nevertheless, it's a great opportunity for us to enjoy it. Good evening, everyone. So, it's been nearly a month since we last heard air alerts. That's why this alerted us and tensed us, but this is not something that we should get used to, and we will live through this alert. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Although this is not a big room, but still it's packed full. In the first place, I would like to thank you all for coming, for being here, for staying in Ukraine, for working not only the sake of earning money and make ends meet, but thinking about what to leave for our posterity, what to leave as a legacy to our country, which is bleeding, wounded, no matter how scary it sounds. But in the first place, we have to survive. Sometimes when talking to my colleagues and peers who know that I am very much concerned about environmental issues, they say to me, Alona, people are getting killed. What environmental issues are you talking about? And I say to them, since people are dying, so shall we all drown in garbage? Shall we not rebuild? Remember when there was the red wing of the Shevchenko National University was hit? This happened on the 10th of October last year. We'll never forget it because we were working online and all of the windows in our TV channel studio were shaking. This really makes me excited when I think about the people who, regardless of the travel and grief, happening not so far away, sometimes even in here, and more often than not next to your households, we still have to think about how to make our country more resilient, energy efficient, and definitely better than it was before the war. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that. You may say, I should know about it, but I didn't. About this term, when it was first used, when it was first circulated, sustainable development. I didn't know it until this morning. I Googled it. This was in 1987 at the UN General Assembly. This was sounded by the Norwegian Prime Minister. She was reporting and she explained about sustainable development. It's meeting current problems without future generation, each generation suffering from having to meet their problems. It's simple on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's about the people who are not only getting but also giving. We're thinking about others, mindful of partnerships, help, assistance, and these 1.5 years of war, we have survived it just due to our partnerships and help. A lot of us have grown into friends and neighbors who used to live in these high-rise apartments finally became friends and they bonded. It's scary that this has happened during the time of war, but nevertheless, I know for sure that we will be winners. And today, during this panel discussion, we'll be discussing issues with the people who are definite drivers of changes in Ukraine. It's a great pleasure for me to invite to, I wanted to say the table, but to this discussion, I will begin to invite Nadia Petruchenko, co-founder and development director, SPP Development. Would you kindly sit here? Next, our guest is Taras Panasenko, co-founder and GE of Aurora Company. Taras, the floor is yours. It's a great pleasure also for me to invite Lyudmila Peshna, who is the chief of Vichu Charitable Fund, Mikhail Shelemba, am I right in pronouncing your name? The CEO Data Group, head of the supervisory board of UN Global Fund, and Vitaly Vereshchagin, CEO of Capital Company in Ukraine. So that's it. So see, we have even gender equality balance here, 3 versus 3. First of all, I'm happy to welcome you. Good to meet each other for our panel discussion. Our today's topic is partnership for the same of sustainable development. I know for sure that all of your companies are paying a great deal of attention to that. So let's get our discussion underway. Let me start with Nadia Petruchenko, probably, because all of her company, let me invite you. She is a co-founder and general manager of development programs, SPP Development Ukraine, and all of the companies dedicated to energy efficiency. So your company impersonates sustainable development, and you are very much into all of these forms of renewable energy resources. So, in the context of our conversation, in addition to being engaged in this important field, what kind of social partnership projects do you have in your portfolio? Speak in favor of of your company being a responsible business partner.
Okay, thank you so much. So our company, SPP Development Ukraine, this is a company that works Ukrainian market, energy market. So we specialize in building the renewable energy objects, energy infrastructure. So we have like hundreds of megawatts of RE in Ukraine. So we are so proud that all these capacities were built and now operating in Ukraine with the engagement of international investors. It's important. It's important because when international investors actually are engaged and invest in our sustainable development, it means that we move in the same direction for the whole world. So we continue our operation activity all the time. Since the very beginning of the full-scale invasion, we are doing this because we are exploiting the energy objects in Ukraine as well, and we realized how important it was to have a ensure the continuous operation as much as we can. It depends on us, starting from the very first day of war, because our company was also handling, before the war, the recovery of energy infrastructure at the separation line, so we understand how it is important to ensure that every household, every industrial object gets the electric energy. Super important. When we have this uninterrupted energy supply, this is the way we build our future because we have some plans. Apart from our projects, renewable energy, which of course we are the company that actually always moves to sustainable development, that's the core of the activity. Apart from these projects, as any um, responsible company in Ukraine, we work to first of all ensure that Ukrainian citizens get electric energy. Secondly, for Ukrainian citizens to gather jobs, the wages, to have some plans for future and have the future. For international partners to see where Ukraine is moving from the standpoint of energy. And we all help the armed forces. This is the key task for today. We have a bunch of projects in partnership with other companies. We help those communities where we have our objects, energy objects. We help schools, building the bomb shelters for kids. We help the schools. We build these safety rooms where we explain the kids like how to ensure that their life is in safety, which is important. So how to behave and act in a situation they may face all the time, and like different situations are there. We help the kids institutions where we have the kids with disabilities, physical disabilities. They are very vulnerable category, and we consider it's necessary to help them as we can. We help the small schools as well in different village communities, small communities. We give them the digital technologies, like establish these digital platforms for them and computer classrooms for them, not to feel limited compared to the municipal schools in like big cities and towns. So Nadia, tell me, um, how do you think? Did the attitude of Ukrainians change towards renewables and the attitude to energy efficiency? Ukrainians were like, opening the window, just walking in a swimsuit around the apartment, 28 degrees. But no, we can do we can do anything, with the heating. Is the attitude of Ukrainians changing to energy efficiency? Because with small steps, anyone can become like a small hero in energy efficiency. Like in one's building, in one's school, in everywhere. Okay, I think that finally Ukrainians start understanding and realizing what energy efficiency is. We start analyzing what it is. Of course, last year we all realized that renewable energy was something that actually saved the supply of electric energy to Ukrainian consumers. When it comes to responsible attitude to renewable energy sources, well, I think that each of us changed the attitude. All changed the attitude. So we realized, every person realizes now that energy efficiency starts with one's household, one's apartment, one's responsible use of the sources. We have to understand that renewable energy or use of natural resources is not just words, okay? If you treat natural resources, if you neglect these, if you forget that you may not have these tomorrow, if you just are not responsible towards the energy saving, it shapes your future. So Ukrainians are more responsible. We know what accumulators are. We actually know how to save the heat in your apartments. We all know now what is a power bank, unfortunately. But we hope that we will, of course, continue developing our energy efficiency mentality. Okay, another question. They tell us now that, okay, there will be nothing, like no connection, no heat in winter. In your opinion, is our energy system ready for the tests, winter tests? Okay, energy infrastructure. We have some experience, all of us, and we have to trust our transmission system operator, Ukrenergo. They're actually doing some titanic efforts to maintain and to restore the energy system as fast as they can. But we can't just neglect the experience. We all have to be very responsible and prepare for winter. Don't forget that this is the partnership between you and the state, and you have to be a part of it, a stakeholder. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your work. So we have a discussion so we can ask each other. We live in a democratic country. It's not the end of conversation. So the next one will be Taras Panasenko, co-founder and director general of Aurora Company. Aurora Shops, okay? Yeah, Taras. I read a little bit about the company, your shops. Honestly, well, the question may be not a correct one, but I'm always very suspicious about the shops where everything is cheap, because if it's cheap, it means I think, it's my opinion, it's not of high quality. If there's not of high quality, some low quality materials, and I'm very suspicious usually and vigilant. Your company is actually growing. You're an educated person with some Western degree, and even have something. You have the environmental MBA. So you would never do something cheap and low quality and something that is not environmentally friendly. Tell about your company, right? Yeah. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the question, Elena. And just a little bit about the company, Aurora Company. 1,180 shops. In October, we launched the first shop in Romania and European Union, and our aim is to move forward. Every day, more than 650,000 people actually are doing shopping in our shops in Ukraine. Approximately 5,000 people in Romania are consumers. So, yeah. Truly, in 2021, we were invested by Horizon Capital, the biggest private equity fund in Ukraine. And my colleague Mikhailo is a partner because in Data Group, Horizon Capital is an investor as well. So, of course, we just have to understand that not thinking about sustainability, ignoring this area, at least not economically beneficial. Because when Horizon invested in us, we had environmental audit made by SDC company, if I'm not mistaken. We had the environmental audit, and every year we have this annual audit, like what we're doing. We're trying to check. We can perceive it formally, but also practically. Okay, we have two different standpoints. So the biggest investment company in the world, called BlackRock, for example, we have it, and they have the statement. Since 2030, they stop investing in companies which do not set the aim of transforming their business by 2050, transform it into zero carbon. Yeah. So it's something you have to think about. Eventually, it's you have to work on that. You have to establish that. In Switzerland, I became graduate of IMD in Lausanne, and in 2019 I started, and in 2023 I graduated. I have one sabbatical year when we had like this full-scale war, and they pay a lot of attention to it, especially in Switzerland, especially in Europe. If in Ukraine, the level of solid waste processing is approximately 10%, the average in Europe 50%. In Scandinavian countries, up to 80%. So it's a problem. It's not something about Aurora. It's like a big national problem, I can say. What are we specifically doing? My colleague spoke of energy sector. I'll call it like coming from these obvious things. Our two distribution centers, 1 megawatt of capacity at both. We ensured the maximum safety, something we prioritize right now. Second, it's a step to sustainability growth. So in 2020, okay, you speak of this distribution system. So you sort the waste and you recycle it like what that is. All right. About sorting, okay, the waste. It always seems that in shops where people buy a lot of stuff, it's super non-sustainable. We want to have a competitive advantage here to create it. And my job, my final task, so I really was thinking how to make Aurora a sustainable business. That was my task. Start from the small things. 100% of waste is at the distribution centers in the office. We're 100% of sorting, and we just push it to recycle. Just like 100% of products we get in shops, the returns, we collect that, we sort that, and again, recycling. And for plastic, we have a Negative Plast partner, which is processing it and then sells it to us like as hangers, yeah, as plastic hangers for the coats. for the clothes. And then they sell it to us, yeah? From recycled plastic waste that we produced. The same thing with the glass, the same thing with paper, it's obvious. So this year in Poltava, despite the time we opened the first public spot for waste sorting. We have containers there, but maybe you heard that no processing capacities there in Ukraine, almost no processing capacities. Maybe someone heard like later all these. We even saw that. You even saw that. How they take it. It's like first it's sorted, but they put it in one truck eventually. Yeah, had a video about it. Well, unfortunately, yes. Yeah, we're still moving forward. We have to start with something at least. Yes. And what we do, this public spot, we don't pay money to people for that, but we give these sorting bags to them, give some coffee or tea, and 100% later, then we just sort it responsibly, starting from these batteries and so on. This is like a very, very small step. We want to scale it up for the country. We started putting these sorting bins in Poltava next to every shop. It's interesting that sometimes local authorities, we have the same project in Ivano-Frankivsk and in other cities. Local authorities not always love something next to shop standing. We explain these are waste sorting containers. Well, we have to negotiate. Also, I don't want to steal time. I don't want to steal time from my colleagues when it comes to environment. Some interesting projects which may be useful. Like in Ukraine, we have Aurora Uber. What that is? Okay, I'll explain. When someone's going to work or leaving the work, there's a platform like I'm going, and people need a lift, right? So we give the bonus to one who gives a lift, like 25 grivnas. You can actually, yeah, that's a cool thing, of course. In 2023, 31,000 of these lifts there were, of these trips. So this is the direct or indirect environmental impact. When you are the one who drives and when you have other people in the car, it's different. So we also have a program, free free interest rate bicycle for all the employees. A small detail, we are the best cycling employer of the year. Okay, we all go to Aurora tomorrow. Okay, yeah, it's such a good advertising. Thank you, Taras. You wanted to add something. I can use hours to talk. No hours we have today. Sorry. So this is the case when even something that may look non-sustainable. If you have a vision, if you have a wish to turn it into sustainable, all is possible, and we're doing that. Thank you so much. We are grateful to Taras, and yeah, at the Bologna, I guess you have their workshop. Yeah, a wonderful one. I live there, so yeah, tomorrow will. All right, so you mentioned you have your partner sitting next to you. We speak of partnerships today. Mihailo Shalemba, Director General of Data Group. Mihailo, you're having a very serious strategic infrastructure, telecom, connection for the state institutions, for the state authorities, you even mentioned the military. Very serious stuff. But you were telling me that you also have the social responsible projects and you're taking care of it seriously, just like your core activity. Tell us. Do tell. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the question. Olena, so we have 3 projects that that we launched maybe. Do you remember the statement that the destruction is in your head? So when you want to recover, you also should start like with your mentality with your head. So you have to realize that recovery should start now. We cannot wait for a push, for a moment, special moment when we'll have a lot of money, someone will come and start recovering. No. Honestly, responsible business and responsible person, they try to recover the destroyed things now. Unfortunately, something cannot be recovered and rebuilt. So these, it brings a lot of grief, and we as people, as the company serving for people, we can't just look like we ignore that. We just cannot ignore that. So we were thinking with the team, what can we do? So we saw three needs that we decided to focus on. First is our military, of course, the armed forces. The company gave a lot of telecom equipment for the armed forces. 300 million hryvnias worth, even more than that. So this was from the very first days. We realized then that we understood what the need was then, and we still are doing this. Then we have the evacuation of the injured. In partnership with the Life Saving Center, we basically are funding their operational expenses. They have 20 ambulances equipped with all that they need to evacuate people with harsh injuries from the front line and to bring them like to Kyiv, to Dnipro, very, very fast. And that's what they do it even faster. If we take the average process and system that we have in battalions, brigades of the MOD. I will not give you figures because it's confidential. Hundreds of lives that were truly, without this initiative, we could have lost these people. We could have lost them. The second project related to civilians, partnership with the Frida volunteering doctors almost a year ago. We launched that, and these are great people. Like, these are almost like the saint people. I don't know. During the war, I met a huge number of people, wonderful people, and I'm so happy that I know these people. Some of them I call the saints, Frida. These are like average doctors that they do their job in hospitals. They usually do like in clinics, yeah. On weekends, as volunteers, they go to Kherson, they went to Bakhmut, Liman, other places and villages of Kherson region, and Donetsk region, Zaporizhia region. They were everywhere. So they go to those spots where there's no medical infrastructure, but still people are living there, they're staying. And people have problems. People need medical support. So that's how we help them to fund these trips, to buy medications, and to fund some everyday needs related to trips. More than 50,000 of consultations were provided in the framework of this partnership, provided by doctors. Third project, which is really, really close, let's say, called Our Kids or Our Children. And the idea of the project is when you work, when you volunteer, when you try to look for equipment, you've done a lot. And at some point I thought, like, what else can I do? Can we do? Because there's always like, you always think like, okay, I'm a big healthy guy. I'm sitting here working in the office. Like, you start thinking of these and justify why you are more important here than in the trench. But you realize that it doesn't matter how harsh you justify it, you are here and someone is standing there for you.
And unfortunately, someone is laying their lives on the line. And what could be worse for an adult who has children than having no opportunity to make these children grow and see them take the first steps in their lives and their grown-up lives? So we took a decision to initiate this project, Our Children, on a monthly financial support. We take the children who have lost their parents. We have 101 children right now. And sadly, we have just added 8 children recently to this project. They lost their parents as a result of UAV hitting the village Gurza in Kharkiv region. Unfortunately, 8 children were rendered parentless as a result of this shelling hit. We and our partners contribute money 10,000 hryvnias per every child a month, and understandably, we will be indexing it all due to inflation rate, etc., over time. And we, as a company and as a business, promise that we will support these children until they are 18 years old, respectively. Well, just giving money is the least that we could do, donating money, because no one can replace to these children their mom or dad. So, of course, individual approaches need to be exercised because these are traumatized children. Of course, they require psychological assistance, and we have a partner on this project, Marta Levchenka. Many of you have probably heard about Dobra Town, where she has a big staff of personnel, psychologists, who work with people traumatized. They have evacuated over 300 children from different orphanages in Kherson, Odessa regions. And Marta exercises an individual approach to every child, and she controls the distribution of money. And the third partner is the National Police of Ukraine, the Department of Juvenile Province. And at least on a monthly basis, they have to go and check on every child and see in what conditions they live. Look, this is a fantastic stance, and thank you very much for your hard work. As far as I understand, these are brilliant examples of partnership. Mr. Mahala, since we have been talking today about the next winter, upcoming winter, and you're working with the strategic infrastructure connection. Just a few days ago, we said that mobile operators are not prepared for lengthy outages, power outages, and we unfortunately may be threatened by having no power, running water, and even connections. So can you tell us whether we are prepared in terms of connection? I will scare and relieve you at the same time. This industry of connection, fixed line operators and mobile operators, they're times and times better prepared than the previous winter. So in this respect, we have to also mark the role of the regulator as a coordinator of this process, the SSC institution and lots of other institutions engaged in that, because prior to blackouts, they had started having these meetings together with us, asking questions. So what regimen, what protocol shall we introduce? What responses will we have to demonstrate? And because I participate in all of these working meetings, I see that we are much, much better prepared than last winter. Along with that, we have to be conscious. So this is the element of comforting us, right? Yes, it is. And now let us get synchronized with reality. It's not down to money. We have already spent 120 million for raising our energy efficiency. If we could spend 250 million, we would. But diesel generators, you can buy them as many as you want, but if there are no people to start them, to operate them, you can buy more batteries, but physically there is not as many available. You can order, commission them, and sometimes you have to wait from 12 to 15 months for them to arrive. And if they're cheap, after some of the 2-3 outages that we have, unfortunately, this equipment will be rendered inefficient. So we, as a field, in terms of partnership, we got cooperated to see who is responsible for what, to see what minimal affordable level we have to ensure. Firstly, 9,000 outlets have been allocated. So not just one outlet, but different spots that have to be insured with power connection for as little as 3 days. And operators have already distributed all of these outlets. We also know that the mainstream line, and the way that connects us to the overseas internet line, this is already in place, and we will be able to keep it running for 10 days non-stop, around the clock. But there is also understanding amongst us. We have 80,000 technical platforms all across the full border of Ukraine. 80,000. Ensuring their full operation is just virtually impossible. Sometimes. So we once again try to partner as much as we can with the small enterprises in the fields. So I think that we are tenfold better prepared this year, and we will definitely survive this winter. Thank you. Thank you so much for your hard work, for your position, your stance. Thank you very much, Mr. Mihailo. So it's getting easier. We have been relieved of our concerns. Now, Ludmila Pishna is the next heroine of our panel discussion. So she is the chief of the charitable fund Vichui or Feel. You work with a very delicate story. These are people with different kinds of flaws and disabilities. As far as I understand, you try to make sure that the society treats these people as full-bodied individuals, commensurate to other people. So can you kindly share about your foundation and what are the greatest challenges that you're faced with? Hello, everyone, and thank you for your question. We work not only with the categories of the population who have hearing trouble or people who have lost their hearing. We work with the whole society of Ukraine. And I will tell you how we arrived at this point. Naturally, today I am in two capacities because I have been donating and volunteering since a very young age, and then I became the founder of the organization called Vichui, meaning feel. And I understand charitable activities from a variety of angles. That's why you were right. The easiest you can do is just donate money. If someone wants to play charity, then you better not set up any organizations of the kind. But if this is the vocation of your heart, if you're really earnest to help, then just help on a single off occasion, because charitable activities is a really heavy burden, is a lot of responsibility, and it's just as hard work as business activities. So this is no children's games. Why we set up this organization? Feel that for 12 years I've been taking care of adult and children with hearing impairments. It's just because my husband lost his hearing. We came to understand these challenges that people are faced with, and with in particular children who may be born without ability to hear. So this was our calling, although even until now we keep helping people with cancer, heart diseases, and other needs. But still, this is our human contribution and our consistent systemic assistance based on the organizational level. So this is our charitable organization called FEEL, and we help people with hearing impediments. At that time, we wanted to tell everyone how much people underestimate losing hearing. So we set up that organization. Moms with their children started coming to us, children who couldn't hear well or had no hearing ability at all, because we had claimed that this was the area we were targeting. And they began to come to us and ask, what do you have to offer to children? And we said, well, we kind of wanted to talk with the society about these things, for the society to contribute to that. But people had very solid questions. And because one of the elements of sustainable development is the society and civil society as such, if you set up a CSO meant for a particular category to meet a particular need, so that's what you're supposed to do. So we began to follow the society to meet the society's needs. We put aside all of our desires to win the society as such, and the first anchor project, which still exists until now, is a children's center, which on a weekly basis helps about 130 children together with their family members. They are provided with services to improve their language ability. So you look for doctors? No, we have the doctors. We have the people, employees, because it's a big children's center working on a permanent basis. And I'm very much proud of our employees, because when the war started, we put our activity on suspension for only 2 weeks. And then we began to work online. because COVID had prepared us for working online. And since autumn 2022, we had been working online because the children on rehabilitation, they cannot suffer any long periods because unfortunately there are immediate rollbacks if you take long breaks. So this project is still working non-stop offline, and we have a wing at the State Ukrainian Exhibition Center. We have a lot of individual work being done. We have numerous projects we're taking care of. Part of that has been transformed, and some of them, due to the challenges that we are faced with, new ones have emerged. Like we have a project, Check Your Hearing. We have it meant for the deoccupied territories. So when Irpin, Borodyanka were deoccupied of Kiev, we went there immediately. And we had very good partnerships with the local heads of local communities who tried to organize the people and our activities. And we saw a sore need for that, not only in terms of health, but people just were so much willing to talk to someone. So we were also delivering the service of psychological relief. So we covered Chernigiv, Kiev, Kharkiv, and Kherson regions because this project still keeps going. And currently, another important project that we have initiated for the military personnel, because since we announced that we are working for the people who have hearing problems, and we understand that on the front line nearly everyone is suffering from that due to shell shocks and concussions. So we started this project for the military. It consists of two parts. First, protecting humans' hearing. So we have earplugs to distribute, special filters. And the second part of this project is about rehabilitation. So the air alert is off, luckily for us. So we also rehabilitate the military who unfortunately have suffered in terms of their hearing that has become reduced. So charitable activities is also about partnerships. While partnerships, it's also about trust, responsibility. Therefore, first we worked for 6 to 7 years. Then in 2018, began to provide projects for the whole society, free projects to check hearing aid, then helping with the school children, especially the ones who cannot read, different kinds of tactile techniques for children to learn how to read. So basically, you have to demonstrate to the society that you have the necessary expertise under your belt. So big businesses can only trust and be partners with those who have already covered a long pathway. They have already been a lot through different kinds of turmoils and hardships and hard. We also set up a social project, Inclusive Friendly, which is to provide consultations to businesses about how to adapt and adjust your businesses in order to employ people with disabilities, locomotion problems, hearing, vision problems. Another project that we started during the war in partnership, it's a charitable art gallery, which serves an educational and cultural functions. And it also sells different artworks, and thus it helps our charitable organization feel, and thus we help children as well as the combatants. So we see that in partnerships, even without having big money, you can go and do some big deeds. Concerning the sustainability of development, our grandparents used to say that many hands make light work. So we understand that we cannot do without each other. Businesses have money, but they don't have the respective expertise, and vice versa. So it's best for them to go for the organization that has this expertise and some developments in a particular target area. Madam Ludmila, you said that you turned away from the society in a certain way, tackling society. But in this time, do you see that the society has changed? Just keep it brief, please. There are some very vivid examples, and I have shared about that in many places. When we first set up our children's center, it was a very small one, just a couple of rooms where children would come to draw, paint, use plasticine, go for clay things. So at first we rented some small premises, and the children would go for 15 minutes to play outside in a kindergarten playground. And there was a situation when moms of the children who did not belong to our organization even had to call the police because our kids couldn't speak. People were afraid, they couldn't understand what was the problem with that, and they were fearful of interacting with such children. But since 2014, we have seen a lot of examples of societal empathy. People are getting more considerate of each other, more tolerant of each other. They're less fearful of such problems. They're ready to extend their lending help. So we definitely are witnessing a lot of transformations for the better. We know that there is the future. Thank you very much, Madam Ludmila, for your work. This round of applause is for you. Mr. Vitaly, you will be closing this discussion. It's also an honorable mission, so let me introduce Vitaly Vereshchagin, CEO of Kaparol Ukraine company. For me, Kaparol immediately is associated with rainbow, beautiful colors, paints, very fine associations. Did you also have an elephant as a logo of your company? Yes. And once I had to choose some paint for redecoration. You will never now change for another company. Well, I always opt for your paints for your products. I will not be mistaken if I say that you also deal with construction materials, building materials. So since today we're talking about your company that deals with construction materials, so the first thing that crosses our mind, of course, is the reconstruction of Ukraine. We have been talking that everyone is willing for Ukraine to be restored, but be built back better. But what do you think about reconstruction recovery? Do you think that we should start doing it now? Recently, we made a project in Chernihiv, and there was an architect coming from France, and they immediately asked us, "So where are your projects? We are ready to rebuild. We will rebuild a whole quarter." And you see, there was no project in place. And they said, "Guys, first design a project, tell us what you want." And those French people had to leave, and we don't know whether they will come back. Hopefully, they will. So, as far as I see, even now we have to put our heads together. Perhaps even yesterday we should have been thinking about it. Very good question indeed. Good evening, everyone. The question is whether we are ready for blackouts. But look, there was this air alert. No one stood up. At least I wasn't able to see anyone. And we are here. And we keep working, and we are definitely ready for any kinds of challenges. And this is really awesome. And we are very much trustful of our air defense systems. Let's give them a round of applause. In the market of construction materials, yes, we have been operating for quite some time now. And I get to hear it frequently from my friends and mates. When everything is over, you're going to have a booming business. It'll be an explosive thing. I say, when everything is over, everyone will be having fun, not just me. I don't want my company's growth at this expense, at this cost. I don't like the word reconstruction or rebuilding because it means that we have lost something and we would like to get back to the same. Take it philosophically, maybe renewal, not even renewal, because it's the same recovery of what we had. If we go back to anti-fragility after a certain shock, the system gets even stronger. So personally, for myself and for my team, we aim to become much stronger and better.
It means that we have to start today and even start yesterday to, regardless of the time, to become better. It doesn't matter when it ends. Rebuilding is not something that we need because not something that we deserve because every day people die. They don't die for the sake of our, you know, uh, apartment blocks built in the 1960s everywhere in Kiev for us to have the same. It's rebuilding. No, 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 no. This is not something we need. We need to create new mentality, new concept of municipal development. We have to start today. You can see that so many blocks, we have residential blocks, not even ugly, but horrible, let's say. The center of the city, these air conditioners, the balconies, like losing a lot of energy, not energy efficient, losing like the heat because you can't control and regulate the heat. to consume less. Therefore, we have to make our life better now, and that's why people are volunteering. That's why our defenders are giving lives for. We have to think in that direction. Okay, your company, what are you doing? If we speak of partnerships and sustainable development, what would you like underline? We do a lot, and different clubs with volunteers, and we're doing a lot of non-public stuff because we can't discuss some things now. This is like confidential. Out of interesting projects, we work, for example, we have repaired together the volunteering initiative. Maybe you know these. Please applause, a round of applause. I do recommend these people to you. Powerful team. They picked a specific village in Chernihiv region, and they told, we'll just help them. We'll help these people. They collect different people. They make menus, and on weekend they have like DJs. It's like a gathering, a social gathering. Right? You call it like repair. My daughter every Saturday goes there. Yeah, we work with them. On Sundays and Saturdays, we have a very convenient procedure, comfortable procedure. We train people. One of our people has become an like not ambassador, the guy who leads the construction because nobody understands what to do there. So this is just one of the examples. We also want to have some rules of the game as well. Imagine if the rebuilding or big construction, it's like an Olympics, all right? Imagine who is the audience? Business, producer, who? Who is leading the standards? Who is pushing the standards and the rules? Business are throwing these spears, swimming. Business is the audience. Winter and summer all together. So we work via different associations for the rules of the game to be proper and adequate for everyone. For French, for Germans, Canadians, local producers, everyone. Of course, because we are the spectators. We are the audience. We definitely deserve that. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your staunch support, for your attitude, for desire to help and develop. I think that with such people as we have, we'll definitely win, and glory to Ukraine. Thank you. Of course, of course. Listen, I forgot an important function. If I talk about the hearing in our organization is handling that. So we brought some materials, our guidelines that we design, what to draw attention to. Quite often, you lose it gradually. And when people start noticing that it's like too late, what should be considered first and how to act, what to do, step-by-step guidance. Please, if you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, you can get it from us. If we are in partnership, I have to give something, okay? Yeah, sure. Yeah, Tatiana, please. Okay, dear guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment when we come directly to the official part of the ceremony, Partnership for Sustainable Development 2023. Before we actually start presenting the awards, we'd like to know that within these 5 years, since the contest was launched, we've collected 500 stories and cases from responsible business and CSOs from more than 15 countries of the world where business, society, and state, they acted together to establish meaningful projects helping to make the world better. Sustainable development is about the new culture. It's that business can actually invest in a better future. And this is really beneficial for all because partnerships only accelerate transformation of the economy and drive it. This campaign would never be possible without the independent experts who took the invitation to become the members of jury. So we had sustainable development experts and professors there. So Gautier Vassier, Executive Director of the Business Analytics Centers, Fisher Center in California University of Berkeley. Haas Business School, Marcel Anhed, Director General of UN Global Compact in Germany, Yevgenia Afanasenko, British-Ukrainian environmental activist, ESG expert in promoting the sustainable development, Antonio Godli, Director General of UN Global Compact in Switzerland and Liechtenstein. By the way, Antonio joined as a jury member at the moment of its establishment. Vanessa Hans, private sector leader at Basel Institute of Governance. Vanessa also takes part as a member of jury for the second time. Hitomi Sakamoto, so the honor professor of Toyo Hakuen University in Tokyo. Unfortunately, this year, all our members could not personally come to Kyiv event, but they promised to join us soon and celebrate. But they made a video, so I'd like you to listen to it and yeah, to share this wonderful moment with everyone. Tak.
Hello everyone, my name is for the United Nations Global Compact in Ukraine.
Hello, my name is Evgenia Afanasenko. I'm an international sustainability practitioner with more than 20 years of experience, and currently Principal Environmental and Sustainability Advisor for the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It was my absolute privilege and pleasure to be part of the international jury for this year's UN Global Compact Sustainability Award.
I'm Vanessa Hans from the Basel Institute on Governance. I'm very pleased to be a jury member at the Partnership for Sustainability Award, organized one more time by the UN Global Compact Ukraine Network.
Hello, my name is Marcel Engel. I'm the Executive Director of the UN Global Compact Network in Germany. It is a great honor and a pleasure for me to serve on the jury of this 5th edition of the Partnership for Sustainability Awards.
Hello, Privet. I'm Hitomi Sakamoto, hailing from Japan. Today,
demonstrating that the Ukrainian businesses
Slow. All right. So before we present the awards and present our winners, so just a couple of words on the statue. So we have so many guests that annually take part in the competition, and I guess you saw these awards, the statues. Uh, we always had these SDGs adapted, but today we just ignore all the standards and dogmas, and we created like a special prize, a special form. It symbolizes the unity, and when we all together, it's power. Where we are together, the victory is there. So the symbol of unity will be awarded to everyone whose projects were implemented in partnership with business, state, and the civic society to ensure that SDGs are achieved. So we have projects from Ukraine and European countries aimed to support Ukraine during the full-scale invasion, and other best projects which can become exemplary for Ukraine's recovery. We have 4 nominations, actually. So the planet, the prosperity, society, and the warriors of light. But we also made a decision to award those partners. Thanks to them, we actually managed to launch this contest and have this wonderful ceremony, awarding ceremony. So, Director General of the Global Compact and Global Compact in Ukraine, she will give the welcoming speech, please, and then we'll pass the awards. Thank you so much. Again, I spoke at the beginning. Without you, it would just be impossible to have this event, and the competition. We gathered so many people today, and we even didn't have enough of chairs. We actually don't have so much space for moderation, but we are together, and we're doing some great stuff. So, I like to congratulate the Eastern Europe Fund and Zrozumilo platform. So, free of charge online platform, Education One for civic sector representatives. Online education, free of charge, please. Wonderful project. Partnership is about gratitude. So, my gratitude to all of those organizations supporting the platform, all those listeners supporting the platform, and 650,000 people who got this safety mini course, 300 people who survived more or less, and those who actually managed to save lives from mines. We saved 300 lives, so it's so great. Thank you for all who helped. Charity Foundation, Greening of Ukraine. Global environmental project called Greening of the Planet. This project is aimed to draw attention to global warming, recovery of the Earth ecosystem, and changing the environmental mentality. I just want all of you to help Ukraine recover because we shape the future of the country. It depends on us. It impacts the shield of the victory. This project is contributing in our victory via the protective military equipment. So, cyber unit technologies, cyber security for business. With good efforts, we managed to merge the IT businesses and communities to ensure that business works safely during the cyber war. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take care of your cyber safety and cybersecurity. Take care of your clients, partners, together coming to victory. It's important for everyone. Thank you. I want to remind you that October is the cybersecurity month, and we have this great campaign launched in social networks. Ensure that you're cyber safe. Okay, gratitude to our partners Shenska, Pernod Ricard, and Starlight Media. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I want our partners to have this family photo made right now, right? And right now, I would love Miss Olena Froliak to present awards to our winner. So, Editor-in-Chief, ICTV Facts, Ambassador of Environmental Sector, UN Global Compact in Ukraine. And of course, we are coming to projects assessed by the jury, and the list goes on. And the finalists are Ukrenergo National Company, Save the Biodiversity, Give a Home to a Bat. The aim is to save the places where bats live, save the spots within the territories of energy objects. You know, as a company representative, as the person working with environment, it's so good that we're not just like saving lives, but we are the ambassadors of saving the biodiversity in our country, and we give a chance to survive for those who simply cannot go abroad with their suitcases because they have only one place to live like in our country. Another grape from Turkey, so an Italian marmots. So they are saving these animals that are in the red list of International Union of Nature Protection, and it's in really critical condition, almost extinct. It's an honor for me to represent the Andela Group. I want to wish you all to have success on this important activity. My gratitude to all of you. Thank you for doing this really important job, because only together we'll be able to change the world for better. Only if we do it together with our united efforts, we will give the impact, a strengthened impact of this activity. And I give you a call. Please engage as many partners as you can, the stakeholders, that kind of activity. I really want us all to be successful. Thank you.
Energy Trade Group is next. Project Solar Energy, paving the way to green transformation in the industrial center of Dnipropetrovsk region of Ukraine. It's about the creation of solar power plants in the city of Zhovty Vody, as well as the creation of a service company using advanced technologies for servicing these stations. Thank you. In the first place, it was a challenge for us to make sure that these projects were truly green. So the implementation of the project in the uranium mines, especially if they are not functionable anymore, were all about taking care of all of this debris. So thank you very much to your team for choosing us. KPMG in Ukraine, the project analysis of the impact of the CORSIA project on the civil aviation of Ukraine and prospects for the development of the carbon market and the analysis of the impact of the CORSIA program on the civil aviation of Ukraine and the prospects of the development of the carbon market. Please come up to the stage. Thank you very much indeed. This project is all about our resilience and the fact that we are unstoppable. Because when we began this project in September last year and finished it in the month of January, it was in the middle of blackouts, shellings, air raid alerts, when aviation wasn't working, but we still kept integrating Ukraine in the EU space, economic space, making sure that this aviation could fly in the sky of Ukraine. This project was just supporting me, myself, and inspiring me. So I'm very much thankful of UNDP, our project, and the State Aviation Service of Ukraine that together during these dark times, both literally and figuratively, we were able to make this project a reality. Thank you. We really want to make sure that our aviation flies. Our next finalist is Magic Forest Croatia O2 project, a project aimed at raising awareness of the need to protect forests through socially motivated tree planting on burned, cut down, and degraded areas. So we are welcoming and greeting and congratulating our online participants. Modus X, the Digital Cleanup Week project, is an initiative organized for World Cleanup Day in cooperation with Let's Do It Ukraine movement. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for supporting our initiative. For us, Modus X, it's very important to support sustainable development goals. And as a digital company, we see our goal is in supporting digital awareness and responsibility. So let's do it together. Let's be responsible together. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Next finalist is not Makerspace. Not Makerspace, sorry for mispronouncing it, Romania. Dąbovica Delivery Project, I beg your pardon if I mispronounced it, for the restoration of public spaces. And we are sending you our regards to Romania, the people who are watching us online. Yes, these are our greetings to you. Next is Orca Holding, Turkey, Sustainable Retail Project. It's about using recycled materials in clothing with a focus on turning plastic PET bottles into yarn and fabric. It's a great pleasure for us to be awarded this prize. Orca Holding complies with all 10 principles of the UN Global Compact and claims that business is supposed to help and inspire people, its customers in the first place. So thank you very much indeed. Next is Infotech State Enterprise, the Mining of Ukraine project. It's about creation of a mobile applications thanks to which citizens can quickly report explosive and suspicious objects and familiarize themselves with territories that may potentially be contaminated with explosive ordnance. Thank you very much indeed for this prize. This project was set up within truly very short terms in 2022. I would like to thank our partners, Eastern Europe Fund, for kicking in and making this project into a reality so quickly. Thank you. Group of companies, Octava Capital, the post-war greening. It's a project which is aimed at restoration of plant life in the territories affected by war. I would like to thank you for marking our project. This project is actually aimed at greening the spaces damaged and destroyed by the Russian aggression. It's all about ecology, our country blooming, and the bright future for our children. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Professional processing, the project History of Clean Kiev 2022 Unknown Civilian Heroes. Its garbage collection and processing activities in the city of Kiev and prevention of the consequences of its impact on the environment and ecology of the city of Kiev. We will forward this prize. Next is Della Mark nominee. The project Live Eco, Live Clean, development of a formula for phosphate-free washing powders that have a minimal impact on aquatic ecosystems, and implementation of initiatives and projects to reduce the amount of plastic waste and recycle used batteries. Good evening. It's a great pleasure to be here. You know, such events demonstrate to us and prove it to us that we are doing a great job in Ukraine, for Ukraine, and we will continue creating products meant for Ukraine. Not only environmentally friendly ones, but also actionable ones, workable ones. Thank you very much indeed for your work. And now we are moving on to awards ceremony of the winners. This is the best moment. So our winners. Atmosphere, the project titled Autonomous Communities, Solar Power Plants and Backup Power Systems for centers providing administrative services in Ukraine, development of technical solution for each individual center, taking into account the characteristics and needs, selection of equipment, development of project documentation. Congratulations to the winner. Thank you very much indeed for this award. Because we are talking about partnerships today, this project was a common project together with Eastern Europe project, and I would like to invite Victor Lach, and I would like to give him the floor, because without him, let's put it this way, due to you, we have had an opportunity to kick in this project. 18 plants have already been built and 5 more are underway, so this is a huge social responsibility for us, and we are very happy to join this project and its implementation. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. Congratulations on winning. Thank you. Next winner is DTEC, Renewable Source Energies, the project Teligul Wind Power Station or plant, the construction of a wind power plant in the conditions of war, which makes it possible to provide power to 200,000 households and reduce CO2 emissions by the equivalent of 400,000 tons every year. Thank you very much indeed, dear friends, for the high estimate of the activities of our company, for its contribution to the renewable energy sources. Right now, I'm to represent the whole of our team. We very much value your estimation. Teligul Wind Power Plant is a unique project in its kind, which was implemented during the time of full-scale war. This project is also unique because it's the first example to the whole world. Currently, we have built 114 megawatts of capacity, but we have already seen that 384 kilowatt is the second batch of this project, is right now being developed, and the whole team is actively involved in the investment and activating all of our capacities. Teligul wind power plant is a symbol of belief in the victory of Ukraine, and we are moving and nearing it together, all together. Thank you very much. And winner 3 is Epicenter K project Ecosystem of the Future. It's about installing solar panels on the roofs of shopping centers to build the ecosystem of the future. Thank you loads. Thank you, the organizers, for this initiative. Thank you to the jury. And at the stage of implementing the ecosystem of the future, we are right now at this stage to implement it. So it's a great award for us to implement other interesting energy efficient projects. Thank you very much for your work. Well, now we would like to invite all of the winners for a group photo, if you manage to be contained on the stage. So we congratulate you again and wish you every success and inspiration. Яка там наступна номінація, не видно? Ага. Economic development. Ну так нам говорю. Sir, to the President of Ukraine in Economy, the Professor of Economy at Cambridge University, and a Supervisory Board member of Bank, the Savings Bank of Ukraine. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. I'm happy to participate in this process, and I greet the UN Global Compact event on organizing this important event. So let's get it underway. Vadim Getman, Kiev National University of Economics, Accelerator Innovations, Innovation Ukraine Project, development of a unique platform that supports talents and accompanies innovative projects from idea to commercialization. It's so pleasant when your alma mater is awarded a prize. Sincere thanks for this high estimate of our work. And it's a great happy day for us because for many years we have been implementing different initiatives which are to do with the impacts exercised on the society. So this is our fourth mission, not only training high qualified professionals, but also in partnerships with our partners, we pursue better future. And our project is about high competence and highly innovative state government of Ukraine. So any papers, any diploma papers, any projects implemented in our university are all to do with the recovery of Ukraine's economy. So this came out to be in partnership with our main ministry and partnership, the Ministry of Economy, who in partnership with us started to develop this project. And I very much hope that it will be finally implemented and a lot of innovators that our country is so rich in will be able not only to create new jobs, but also open up new areas and create new blue oceans. We very much hope so. Glory to Ukraine, glory to its heroes. Next on the list is French Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Ukraine, project created by women. It's about supporting Ukrainian entrepreneurs who have started and are developing their own businesses despite extremely difficult circumstances. Female entrepreneurs in Ukraine. Yes, I think both the jury and Tatiana and you, because you are the youngest professor of economics. I'm not so sure anymore. Well, I hope that you're right. Our contest is the national contest organized by women. We are also organizers. We have a lot in common because Both our competition and your program has existed here in Ukraine for 5 years. And during its existence, more than 600 Ukrainian women entrepreneurs have taken part in this program. Women engaged in all industries and all parts of Ukraine. I once again want to extend my gratitude for your support, and we are inviting you to our forum. Thank you. Civic Project Possible Britain and Ukraine. It's about creation of grants and social impact funds to support women entrepreneurs who, because of the war, were focused to adapt their business models to provide services for their respective populations. Congratulations on winning. Thank you. This project is also about partnership. This is the lawyer partnership program. It's a British program which enabled the implementation of this project and lobbying the interests of Ukraine, both in the UK, England, and other countries of the world. CROWE Folk Ukraine, the project partnership for sustainable development in conditions of war. This is about providing free online consultations for business representatives of various industries and sizes. Congratulations. Thanks a lot. We, as representatives of an intellectual business, from the first days of war, we are happy to join our counterparts in the Stain Text service and our legislators in order to create the necessary legal framework to uphold the front here in the country. And we are very happy to join the efforts of such a powerful team. Who but us? Thank you, dear colleagues and peers. Apple Consulting Project Expert Consultations, United Economic Front of Two Regions. It's about joining efforts of leading experts to help regional businesses in wartime conditions.
Okay, so we have Lviv IT Cluster Project IT Expert, training new generation of IT experts, developing cooperation of IT companies, universities, and industry experts, establishing the research center for students of tech majors with labs for research and space to upgrade their entrepreneurship skills. The Lviv IT Cluster is more than 270 companies with over 90,000 people, 19 training programs in 4 universities of Lviv with thousands of students. And this is a great example of synergy of state in terms of education, expert community and business for better economic future of the country, changing its role in international canvas, and we are not going to stop at that. Research Center project is implemented right now as space for tech students and universities, from many universities where they will be able to exchange ideas, create best products, and maybe even launch some unicorns that will represent the state. Thank you. So, Center of Kaisva Development, so female economic empowerment during the war. So, creating a community of female entrepreneurs to support them and expand their capacity. We will actually, we will give this award to them later. Zoom Kyiv, project called Zoom Kyiv, the biggest business partner of Ukrainian designers. Over 160 Ukrainian designers had a chance to upgrade their professionalism and present their brands in Zoom department store. So we have like a whole department of Ukrainian designers and producers. So please, you're so welcome at Zoom. Since the moment when we applied, the number of Ukrainian designers and business partners of the department store grew up to 185. And it's so great that we've become the business partner for so many designers. Also a mentor, and Since the beginning of full-scale invasion, the number of partners grew twice, almost. So we have something to be proud of, and please, we invite you to our department store, of course. Please. Bank, BNP Paribas Group, the Finance Expert Project. So providing expertise which allows entrepreneurs to better understand how business is built from the standpoint of financial planning and consultations on the development opportunities. Thank you so much for this award. I really want to express gratitude to partners because we made this project jointly with the support, first of all, of the Entrepreneurship Development Office, the Ministry of Digital Transformation, Dear Business, Artem. He gave us this multidimensional support of this idea and did a lot for it actually to be implemented. And the MasterCard company, together, they funded the project, and we speak of establishing certain spots, consulting spots on financial literacy for the entrepreneurs who are beginners. And there's so many people, more than 2,000 of them use that already. So my gratitude to organizers, the Global Compact team, and the jury. With this award, you inspire us to having more of those projects. Glory to Ukraine. And we finally come to the winners. Okay, FMC International Switzerland, cultivating the freedom project. So, recovery of farming fields for bees to be used productively, to sow and harvest without mines and unexploded ordnance. Congratulations. It's so nice to get this award today. It's like a recognition of our contribution in humanitarian demining. This is pretty logical because we are in the agricultural sector. Part of it, we really want people to get the best harvest and to get some sustainable income. But now we have a lot of lands contaminated with mines, unfortunately. So a share of our income goes to demining purposes. We do it in partnership with international non-commercial organization Halo Trust. For over 30 years, they've been handling the demining operations all over the world. So we really encourage you to join this initiative. It's so important, a lot of work in front of us, and we will not stop, of course. We will continue with that in the future. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kyivstar. We will live here, the project is called. So providing the equipment for demining experts to ensure the from demining of Ukraine and proper protection for the experts handling those operations. Thank you so much. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. In Kyivstar, we are so proud. It's so motivating. It's so important, super important initiative called We Will Live Here with our partners, Foundation Poverny Живым, and all the businesses joining us. We are doing such a great thing today. It's really, really important for the country. Thank you again for this wonderful award. Operative gas transportation system of Ukraine, project called Stand with Ukraine. Joining efforts of 18 operators of gas transportation system from 40 European countries to ensure continuous operation and providing natural gas to Ukraine during the heavy shelling of the energy infrastructure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm grateful to the Global Compact team for this wonderful initiative motivating us to participate. We now have the heating season started in Ukraine. Our experts were preparing for it, just like in other companies. So I really want to say, have some faith in us. You know, we are, and our experts are unbelievable. Thank you. Now a big family photo for those who can actually reach that point for the prosperity sector, please. All right then, so we continue with this ceremony, and the next category is people. So I would love to have Yevhen Yadika, the head of the National Antarctic Research Center. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's already evening. Yeah. I do understand that we have like do it faster because we spent a lot of time, but yeah, it's a non-trivial, very unique event that gives a lot of food for thought. I just want to share a couple of thoughts. We have many, many, many things that this event actually relates to, and it's somehow it's similar to the way I lived within the last 1.5 years. Like the director of the center, I have two different lives simultaneously in two parallel worlds I live. And these always cross elsewhere, like 15,000 kilometers, somewhere there. We have the Vernadsky station in Antarctica. One of the ambassadors of Ukraine in a global dimension, let's say, in the world of modern science. And it's clear that here from Kiev, from the office, which is still not fully repaired after the shelling. After the attack last October, we had, on October 10th, by the way, our office suffered as well, where one of the HQs that they decided to destroy. So, well, we work in this under-repaired office with A-rate alerts. We're like managing some Antarctic expeditions, and at the same time, we work with our Western partners, with the Western academia. So we live in the world where the key task is the global climatic change. We live in this 21st century world where people are so concerned that the planet is transforming. So we just have to do something with it, or it will do something with us if we ignore it. Simultaneously, we have 14 people like there at the station. 19 of our people from these Antarctic expeditions at the front line now, and we trace and check everyone, the needs of their units, if they really need something, who's in hospital, who's in leave, if there's no connection with someone, and so on. So, within these 1.5 years, we have two lives living simultaneously. And it's also reflected there, this duplication. Somewhere there we have the 21st century life. And we are still its part and we still live it. At the same time, we have to oppose this attack like from the 19th or 20th century. Those attackers really want to push us back to that century. So we have to fight for our opportunity to be in the 21st century. And I see so many people who are contributing to this, who don't want us to fall out of 21st century for us, to stay a part of this modern civilization, despite the efforts of the enemy to push us back. Some more stuff. Sometimes it seemed to me that this event is happening like a year ago. A year ago, it looked pretty much the same. That okay, we needed this big general partnership for our people in the front line to get the help to resist the attack. And we had the feeling like it will be over soon, so how, we had to think like how should we recover. I agree with those. It's not like the recovery. It will be a totally different thing, building from scratch. We thought like, okay, we had two phases. Unfortunately, it's clear now. We mentioned it, just maybe regarding the energy, but it's not that simple, guys. First, we have to survive the other phase, the protracted war. Uh, they will try to take all our resources, and that's where we need partnership. We need to have it even more than in the beginning, and it can be glued with something like we used before. And this outburst and this healthy response to stress and shock, it's not there anymore. Adrenaline is out, and we have to survive. We have to survive for a much longer period. So we need new partnership. We need to develop partnerships at at different mental foundation. This is a very long game. It's gonna be. Clench your teeth and get ready for a harder world because the world is changing. We need partnership not just to survive for a month, to become self-sufficient in this war. We need partnership where it will be just absolutely, where we won't care if any international jury or other people make decisions, those are online. If they decide, for example, that they are tired, if they make this decision, we need to have such a partnership where this will not be a tragedy. One of the challenges we'll overcome. That is how we will survive. Survival is a goal, and this is a serious goal we have to work for. Nobody guarantees victory like a year ago it seemed to be. Survival is a goal and not a dream. What is a dream? Ukraine will build after. A new challenge is there. We have to build partnerships for survival in a long, long, long war. Not losing the dream also, and already start thinking what steps shall we have when this is over and we win. It will be a definitely new country, new conditions, different climate, not the political, but physically different climate. So it won't work to recover that because it won't be viable. Kakhovska Dam was mentioned. Should we do something with it? Our Ukraine is like one big Kakhovska Dam, just where there is no option just to have it as it was. We have to be very careful and look for other options which would be more compliant for the future. I can see the environment. I can see that we will handle it because we have those people and companies and organizations. First of all, we have the intellectual resource that we need to fight that. And finally, it's my honor to give you the names of some of these people and organizations. The Chia Holding Mobile Hospitals Project initiative aims to ensure high quality health care services to liberated communities and improve access to healthcare services. I'll be very brief. Thank you so much for the award. Thank you for demonstrating how many companies and organizations doing so much for the society, these great initiatives they have. Thank you. Top Sense Center Free of Charge Psychological Support Project, ensuring professional psychological support for Ukrainian citizens during the war with this 24/7 hotline. And today we have the founder of the Top Sense, Yehor Topolov, and he is the member of the supervisory board of UN Global Compact in Ukraine. Welcome. Thank you so much. Good evening. Thank you for the trust and motivation. We have so many psychologists who are engaging, so I really want you all to be resilient and healthy. Thank you. Yaroslav Mudry National University of Law project called Saving the Lighthouses, Network of Cooperation for Business and Human Rights. So establishment and development of network for cooperation in the sectors of business, human rights, Central and Eastern Europe, also Central Asia. Thank you so much. The management of the project appointed me to get the award, but I was just, I was a participant of the project, and it's such a great honor for me to be here. So, we now have the Business and Human Rights Expert Network from Central and Eastern Europe and Central Asia. We never stop. Thank you. MHAPA project is called Distribution of Children's Nutrition, COCO, for frontline territories. So, free of charge nutrition for kids, for toddlers, and newborns to support the communities, local communities during the war. I have to say something, right? So, just quite an ordinary story when the support of children are the future, and maybe again it sounds very, very, very like something you hear every day, but still, it has specific sense during the war. We wanted kids to grow healthy, for them to develop and build their lives in Ukraine, to build a better country, pro-European strong one. So that's why we initiated this project. We were supported by Alka Foundation. This was a joint project, and when Kakhovska Dam was destroyed by the terrorists, we decided to engage in this all national initiative. We picked our target audience, and we helped the kids who stayed without their homes or deprived of homes, and we sent this nutrition because this is something they needed at that moment. MHAPA company ensures the food safety since the very first days, and we never refuse any category, age category. We provide the support basically to everyone who's in need, everyone in Ukraine and abroad. Thank you.
Capital Ukraine, the Restart Project. It's the creation of a unique product and recommendations for the rapid repair and restoration of buildings damaged as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Thank you. I'm not going to take much of your time, just thanks. Public organization Osvitoria, the re-education project, which is aimed at quick restoring the educational process at schools. Congratulations. The right to education is a basic right granted to children, and now lots of children, unfortunately, are not enjoying this right, and they don't have a natural access to education, and we are trying to improve the situation as best as we can. An NGO FEEL, the project Inclusive Summer Camp FEEL, which is aimed at improving the quality of life and activity of children and teenagers with hearing impairment by increasing their self-awareness and motivation regarding future employment. Thank you ever so much. Just recently joined Global Compact UN network, and we are so happy to be within this community. Thank you very much for feeling us, feeling for our projects, feeling the warmth that we are trying to convey to children, and we hope that everyone in this hall will be able to feel our desire for everyone to take care of your health and your hearing. We're always open for partnerships, and hopefully they will grow in number. And we will continue with both this project, which has been implemented for 4 years, and other ones. So thanks a lot. Farmak. The project Pharmac Light for Life, which provided for the distribution of more than 7,000 reflective bracelets for the safety of students of Shostka community and the production of an educational video about the safe movement of pedestrians in the dark. Thank you very much indeed for this prize, and I will try to speak briefly. I think that Life for the Sake of Life is a highly metaphorical title, and I can just as well associate it with what I have been able to feel during the war and during this event. There's so much light and so much craving for life. So I would like to tell you that you are really awesome people when you implement such projects. Ravex Bank, a donor day. It's a project which involved more than 30 employees to donate blood, which is distributed to hospitals in Ukraine. Congratulations on winning. On behalf of all of the Pravik Bank staff, thank you for this prize, for recognizing this initiative, which is all about life and helping people. Much appreciated. Vodafone Turkey, the Green Planet Project. It was created to raise environmental awareness among children aged 7 to 14 in different parts of Turkey. We congratulate our online participants who are definitely watching, listening to us, and celebrating their victory. United Nations Population Fund in Sakartvelo. Sakartvelo, the Men Care Project. It aims to increase the participation of men and gender equality issues in Sakartvelo and includes practices to support the role of men in family affairs. We congratulate you, dear friends, online. Uklon. Uklon Inclusive Project, which provides specially equipped cars for passengers who use wheelchairs, with the possibility of unhindered movement across Kiev and its suburbs. Congratulations. Thank you ever so much. I'm really thrilled. It's a great honor for me to represent this project on behalf of the whole team of Uklon. First of all, I would like to thank MasterCard and MacPo companies who believed in this idea of accessible trips for the people who are wheelchaired. And we have already carried out thousands of such trips for people who are bound to wheelchairs. And we are going to launch the same availabilities in other towns and cities. So let's build this inclusive society together. Yes, thank you. Let's do it. Task Force Ukraine, the project Quality Translation, invisible and so important. It's quality translations to support education, medicine, and charitable initiatives in Ukraine. Congratulations. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to represent Task Force Company, which is all about translation, localizing translations abroad. It's a great pleasure to be in the midst of such dignified community. We are doing all we can for the sake of our country's future. Thank you. SoftServe, the project IT Education, Equal Opportunities for All, which implements educational initiatives aimed at supporting equal opportunities and inclusion in the field of information technologies. Congratulations. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank our armed forces for the opportunity to keep working, to work at a higher level and more qualitatively than before. And thank you all for working for the sake of victory. Thank you. Sigma Software Sweden, the FEM engineering project. It is aimed at supporting quality and inclusion in the field of information technologies and creating a female IT community. Thank you, Lowe's, for this award. Our company, in addition to our core business activity, is also running a lot of corporate social responsibility projects, and these are the projects that have been celebrated today. They aim at providing equal opportunities to women and break this glass ceiling in order to find themselves and fulfill themselves in IT sector. Schneider Electric, France. The project supporting Ukrainian refugees in France. And before I give the mic, I would like to abuse my right as the moderator. And I would like to congratulate Schneider Company as one of the sponsors and partners of Ukrainian Academic Vernadsky uh, station. Once I win the gold, I will also say something. So it's all about providing financial assistance and facilitating the integration of refugees from Ukraine into a new environment. We'll definitely invite you again. Logo Software Turkey, the Dream Coders project, which is aimed at teaching children in different cities of Turkey programming skills and their development through a number of initiatives and masterclasses. Thank you for making this world better. Congratulations to you present online. Little Bulgaria, project thinking about people, supporting and providing employment of refugees from Ukraine. It aims to provide financial support and employment for citizens of Ukraine who have received a status of temporary protection in Bulgaria. Congratulations and greetings to you in Bulgaria. Charity organization Klitschko Foundation, the School of Resilience project, is an educational initiative that provides Ukrainian teenagers with the opportunity to develop their skills and potential in a safe environment in Germany. Today, it's a tremendous pleasure for me and honor to represent my organization. I'm very much honored to be in this incredible community, contributing much to our future, to our society, to its prospects. And I would like to thank the Global Compact Network for this award, for the estimation of our work, and thank our partners, SAPS Solidarity Fund, which has believed in our mission, goals, values, has laid trust in our purpose to help teenagers to live through these difficult times, to understand themselves and live through all of these experiences within and find their own way in the future. And we very much hope that in the nearest future, these teenagers will be sitting by your side, talking about partnerships and sustainable development goals in a peaceful Ukraine. Thank you. Congratulations. The Sanofi Collective Fund, France, the Humanitarian Aid to Ukraine project. It actively supports the people of Ukraine during the war, providing access to medicines and promoting equality in healthcare. Congratulations and welcome, dear Sanofi colleagues. It's a great honor for me to represent our French Parisian partners at the S Foundations. From the first day of the full-scale invasion, our colleagues got in active, helping Ukraine both within Ukraine and beyond. As of now, financial donations with medicines is already 1.5 billion Ukrainian hryvnias, and this cooperation with the Ministry of Health continues in and out every day. So we thank S Foundation for this help, and this assistance to the Ukrainian patients is invaluable because health is our major value, and it's part of the global sustainable development goals. That's exactly what we have to work for the sake of our victory and resilience. Thank you. Ergo Hestia Group Integralia, Poland. The project effective internship program for students and graduates with disabilities from all corners of Poland, all over Poland. It's an exclusive internship program in various fields for students and graduates of higher education institutions. Ernst & Young in Ukraine. The Eugen Academy Audit Project. It aims to provide students with practical skills in the field of auditing, their integration into the profession, and familiarization with auditing procedures. Congratulations to all. Thank you. And right from the start, I would like to say that we are EY, and we thank the organizers and the jury members who have appreciated our project. And I would like to join the kind words in favor of Eastern Europe Fund. Look out for the talents, grow them, enable them to stay in Ukraine, and work for the contributing to our common future. Thank you. Ever Legal, the all Ukrainian educational project, join. It has successfully provided citizens, organizations, and businesses with practical knowledge and resources regarding martial law and other regulatory changes with an innovative approach and partnership between businesses and public sector. Congratulations. Thanks a lot to the organizers, to the panel, for this incredible reward to our project in collaboration with USAID. It's an honor for me today to represent the legal company Everlegal, being one of the leading legal companies in Ukraine. We take it as a personal responsibility to support not only our military, not only the economy and our employees, not only our clients, but also SMEs, organizations, citizens, who have been very badly impacted by this war of Russia on Ukraine. This project once again demonstrates and proves that responsible Ukrainian businesses, jointly with other organizations, is capable of great achievements. Only together can we achieve a better future for Ukraine. Thank you. Commu app, Finland, Germany, and Norway. The project Commu, Acquaintance of Ukrainians with Local Residents of Finland and Norway. This project is aimed at supporting Ukrainians in a new country, providing an opportunity to receive help and communicate with local residents. Thank you, and we congratulate our colleagues online. Carlsberg, Ukraine, reintegration of veterans for a better today and tomorrow project to support and adapt veterans at work, including benefits, training, financial assistance, and communication with colleagues and peers. Thank you very much for rewarding our company initiatives. We are sure that our people are our priority, and we will keep supporting them even in these demanding times for the sake of better today and brighter tomorrow. Thank you. AC Crowe, Ukraine. The project 10 Days in Auditing. It is aimed at preparing students for the auditing profession, providing them with practical experience and knowledge from highly qualified speakers of the company. Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot, and I'm sure that the main objective for us is the preservation of the intellectual resources of Ukraine, as you said, for the sake of building the new Ukraine, for our victory. And our purpose is to create new jobs for school children, student population. So thank you very much for remarking our project, for our initiative, and for always inspiring us to achieve new attainments. Thank you. Initiative for Peace and Development, Sakartvelo. The Help to Ukraine project provides various assistance and services to Ukrainians seeking refuge in Sakartvelo during the war. Thank you, and congratulations to those online from Sakartvelo. NetGazeti Sakartvelo, the traveling library project, which aims to attract young people to reading and fill empty libraries in the mountain villages of Ajaria with a mobile library, increasing access to books and organizing meetings and discussions of literary works related to gender equality and women's rights. Once again, congratulations to those online from Ajaria. Porsche AG, Germany. Art Therapy for Ukrainian Children project. It provides psychological help to children and youth through art. We are much grateful for your support and congratulations, as well as greetings to everyone in Germany. And now we are on to the winners. School of Tailoring and Design, Taylor School, Project Feel Empathy. It has helped refugees and teenage girls with hearing impairment to talk to the world with the creation of a unique clothing collection called Empathy. Once again, sincere thanks and congratulations. I would like to thank the organizers and the distinguished jury panel. We are a small company. However, we try to implement cool and awesome projects. It's all about dreams and opportunities, even despite the war. We thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Schneider Electric Foundation, France, the project mobilization of Schneider Electric for Ukraine. It is aimed at providing support to employees and their families, as well as facilitating the restoration of electricity supply and humanitarian work of non-governmental organizations on the ground through donations and provision of necessary equipment. Congratulations on winning. Still, I would like to make a few remarks. Thanks in the first place to all who have chosen Schneider Electric Foundation and Schneider Electric generally, something that motivates us. Even before the war, we had been helping Vernadsky Station, and one of my service engineers had been to this station, and we evacuated him, his wife, and his dogs, and he got back from the station and immediately went to war. Well, this is a regrettably sad story, but life goes on. We are very happy to work in Ukraine with the companies who have become winners here today. Data Group, DTEC, with their Telegul project, Kyivstar, Vodafone, Pravex Bank, Ukrsib Bank, and so on and so forth. All of our financial institutions, tele networks, they are all our partners in Ukraine. So this is all about our responsibility. And when it was said that once the recovery of Ukraine will come and rebuilding of Ukraine, it's all about now for us. If a year ago it was all about hard toil, about survival, as it was said, today it's about working hard and a little bit about business. And I want this to become a true business for which we require international financial support, and a lot of talk and conversations right now are being done at the Ministry of Economy and the National Bank for them to somehow pour money into Ukraine so that these fantastic projects grow in number. With your help, we are pursuing victory, and I very much hope that in a few years, our greatest challenge will be what? Climate and replacement of different power elements at Vernadsky Station. Congratulations.
Okay, so MHAPET Charity Fund to People, Health Box, providing health care support to kids from remote regions with examinations and consultations. Greetings and congratulations. Thank you for actually recognizing the project and evaluating it, which you implemented together with the pediatric units of Ahmedabad Hospital. We're so grateful to these wonderful partners. This project emerged after the pilot project on medical examination in the occupied Kiev district. So we realized how hard that was, especially for kids. We really are proud of these results. We managed to prevent serious diseases and help kids. We scaled up this to other communities in Ukraine, and now we cover over 2,000 kids in the project, and it's just the start. My gratitude to you for this award, and I'm grateful to jury for they took this challenge as personal. Yeah, I'm grateful to the team, to communities, those who helped us to carry out these examinations, to you, dear colleagues. Please don't wait for these annual checkups. If you feel that something goes wrong, please. This is the reality we live in. Just give yourself an early checkup and your kids. That's important. Thank you. Data group, medics volunteers in frontline territories. So the field missions of medics volunteers to frontline territories, where they provide medical support and consultations to residents, and they provide all necessary medical equipment and medications, supporting people during the war. Like in Verkhovna Rada, I will give my time to other speaker. Vladislava Romaniuk. Actually, she was the beginning of the Frida She not only saved me from COVID, but many other people as well. And now she and more than 700 volunteering doctors she managed to unite. They are saving lives in those places where it's needed the most. I'm so happy to have a chance to talk to this wonderful audience and Mihailo, talk to you personally, of course. So I want to say that hundreds and thousands of people there are living close to the front line. So those living in the occupied territories and locations where, I'm honest, there are no hospitals, no medical services, just explosions, just attacks. Someone's there, your relatives are them, that's it. When we go as a team there and when we have these big complex examinations, providing support, we realize then an important component of this support is just giving a hug and demonstrating to people that they are not alone in that. We are there. Thanks to the synergy, thanks to this friendship with where we have the civic sector and responsible business, with all of them, we can do it like every month, showing these people we are there. Not just for like coming and leaving and forgetting, no, that we will do it as long as people need that. Thank you. I'm grateful to all of you, and from our fund, I really want to, yeah, this is the letter of gratitude to Mihailo. The $700 on Ukraine, not only from Ukraine. Yeah, so I tell this on behalf of all of them. Thank you. It's because Frida can do 3-4 times more, of good deeds to be there. If we all help, imagine. Carpe diem. Just, engage. Talk to us and engage. Yeah. So, okay, maybe a family photo for all of us. So many of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa! We have to extend the room. That's so great. Thank you, everyone. We're coming to the next category, the final one, Rears of Light. It's really a special one. And for the introductory word, I want Victoria Panasenko, the holder of the title Miss Ukraine Universe 2022, was representing Ukraine globally. All right. Victoria is the ambassador of peace sector of Young Global Compact in Ukraine, and she will. And we also have Alexander Vysotsky, manager of the project Partnership for Sustainable Development. We decided to have again a gender balance and adding Alexander to the team. Yeah. Thank you so much. I want to express gratitude to the armed forces. Thanks to them, we actually can hold this event today. I want to express gratitude to each of you for your deeds, for your results for Ukraine. Say thank you to other countries as well for their support. I really want to express gratitude to UN Global Compact. Thank you for inviting me. And why this award is so special? There is an image of my national costume, the Warrior of Light, you know? For the first time in history, within 70 years, it actually wa- took the key award at the most prestigious beauty pageant in the universe. Thanks to this award, I managed to support the mental health project, give a donation, and I showed to the whole world how Ukraine is handling and surviving in the war. Actually, to provide mental help and support to people. Word of light is, let's say, it's about each of you. You all are warriors of light, all the Ukrainians doing all the possible things and impossible things for us finally to win. And I would love to say that truly we were inspired by the St. Michael, which is symbolizing Kiev. And St. Michael actually collected all the angels and he uh, won in the battle with evil. So we will win in this battle, of course, with that evil that is trying to oppress us. We will show the world how strong we are. And next thing I want to say, I am grateful to each of you for your activity. Again and again, you're showing to the world and you're confirming that Koreans are people made of steel. We can inspire others, and support uh, everyone who needs that. War taught us to find the light in the darkest times, to be brave and courageous and, invincible. Within the war, with shelling, despair, with these blackouts, with suffering, how to still stay confident and feel these values, being confident about your values. This is the freedom, the independence, the dignity. And I really wish each of you, please keep that light in your hearts, the fire, and everyone to do everything possible for our country, for the victory. I'm pretty sure that this is something that we'll eventually get. So, we're coming to the finalists already then. So, Elko Group, Latvia, Social Program for Ukraine. Initiative aimed to provide shelter to Elko Ukraine colleagues, their families, support in issuing the documents and applying for the financial help since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. Next one is Beetroot, helping Ukraine Beetroot Tech Relief Fund, a project that helps small organizations in different parts of Ukraine. The key priority is supporting the IDP kids' education by investing in infrastructure, tech, and scholarships, and providing healthcare services, including IDP kids rehab. Thank you so much. I'll just tell you that thanks to the fund, we supported more than 14,000 people, more than 80 projects total, and vast majority about rehab, education, and other really big requests from hotspots. This would never be possible without Beetroot Network and IT, with our clients, without all of those who joined. So this award is like result of the collab. You never know which of your steps will create this butterfly effect. So please do unite and let's have more of these changes. The round of applause. The next finalist is Telia's project Stronger Together. Volunteering support and $1.5 million for the armed forces. So specifically to support the company employees, ensuring continuity of business and helping the military. Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to armed forces. Thank you to our defenders. we have a chance to get these awards. Thank you so much. More than 71 million already collected in crowdfunding internal platform and IntelliShare with the support of the company, all the employees. Thank you. Moving forward and helping the armed forces. The next finalist is Kernel, Project Together to Victory. Initiative has a fully functional charity fund supporting units of armed forces with equipment and armament, ammo, and also providing humanitarian support to civilians. Thank you. Truly, it's a big honor for me to be part of this community of
Я
this
хочу
business.
сказати, що
I
єдиний
just want to
партнер
say that the only partner we never talk. We so we want to get closer to the victory, and I will to get as fast as we can. Thank you. Next finalist is Get the Holding Sakartvelo, Get It for Ukraine. This project is aimed to provide financial and technical aid for Ukrainians and also Ukrainians' employment in finalist is called DocuDays platform that collects digital materials we've been collecting since the beginning of full-scale invasion, collecting materials to keep the history and for just representation of these events in various discourses. Of course, we will provide the award. Next finalist is Foxtrot Group. Corporate HQ supporting our people. This project exists to coordinate volunteers all around the country. And gentlemen, I'd like to express gratitude primarily to business where I am employed. Because on February 24th, when this full-scale war started, the owner of the business called me and said, I'm going to Kiev. We are deploying an HQ to support our people. And I want to share the most demanded equipment asked in Foxtrot, tablets, maybe laptops, but no. Printers, because we have to print the orders, decrees, we have to print these maps. Without that, we can't move to victory. Yeah, without printers, it won't be that, In a year and a half, we've become friends. We support. This 1000th, request for support will be the last one. We'll finally get victory and celebrate that, and we'll need some more equipment for the victory. Grateful to organizers, grateful to the jury, pick the case. Thank you so much. And of course, the armed forces of Ukraine and the territorial defense. Thank you. The round of applause. The next one is Dnipro Lyceum Primus Inter Paris School, improving the technology of these trench candles production for armed forces. So the trench candles production by schoolers together with the coordination HQ of Dnipro Volunteers Fund TAPS. And we will present it to them, of course. At Invest Group. So the strong shoulder for Ukraine. Ensuring the Army's potential initiative aimed to produce special steel, military equipment, ammo, engaging private business, and also prosthetics for Metinvest employees and members of their families. We're grateful. On behalf of all the team of Metinvest, thank you for recognizing our initiatives. To the jury, to UN Global Compact, we're grateful. Since the very first days of full-scale invasion, together with partners, Medinvest is supporting the defenders. More of 8,000 of Medinvest employees are there as well defending us and our affiliates. Yes, we now enroll the steel products for the armed forces, special plates for vests, mobile shelters, and imagine even such a new thing like the samples of military equipment that actually used to confuse the enemy. So we're grateful to our defenders for this chance to continue working and supporting the economy. We will never stop with these projects. We will just expand these to ensure the military capacity of the country and for a victory. Glory to Ukraine! Glory to heroes! And congrats to our finalists. Okay, next one is International HQ to support Ukrainians. Ukraine's and Ukrainians' recovery. Initiative covering a wide spectrum of support areas. Recovering the hospitals, repairing shelters, also rehab centers, mental health, and so on. Yes, our international HQ is the only platform so far, which is not a fund, but comprises more than 200 organizations and companies, 8 diplomatic missions, offices of the ministry. So it's a big honor. And people from business, diplomats, ambassadors, coordinators, and all they unite to get the victory there. Volunteer is like the prioritized work. We all contribute time, money, and efforts. We try to negotiate with those we never even met. Our projects for all the 73 countries, staying in touch 24/7 with us. We're so grateful for trust and support. I'm pretty sure we will win because the focus of HQ is like we have various areas: prosthetics, rehab, providing equipment, drones, nutrition. Thank you for the recognition. Every volunteer and every Ukrainian, we're doing this. Congrats for the finalists. Thank you so much. The next finalist, SPP Development Ukraine. So the safety classroom for Bobrinsky Lyceum. Equipping the classroom of the Bobrinsky Lyceum in Cherkasy region and providing tools to help kids to demonstrate and teach the safety basics. Okay, thank you for this award. My company is handling the transformation of Ukraine's energy sector. We focus on our future, on kids. We hope this will motivate other companies to engage in supporting the youngest.
Thank you. Congratulations to the finalist. And now we are moving on to the next finalist, which is the new post, delivery of help to the deoccupied territories, a project to collect and send humanitarian aid to all that needed in the deoccupied territories. A huge thank you for this award, and I would also like to thank all the Ukrainians, all volunteers, all responsible businesses, and of course the armed forces of Ukraine, thanks to whom we can contribute to the welfare of Ukraine and of course implement such projects. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks again. Moving on to the next finalist, PUMB. We are of the same blood. The project, which aims to collect funds, raise funds to ensure needs for the donor blood and deliver components of blood to the hotspots and to procure all of the necessary supplies for medical, technical medicine and Ukrainian warriors and the equipment for the ambulances. Thank you very much indeed. You know, our project is a really vivid example of a small initiative sprouted into a big partnership project because we had a few projects at the beginning, a designer and a foundation company. And just because we kept coming up with different problems, shellings and blackouts, we had to look for new solutions, and new partners would come up with the new solutions. Now we have more than 30 partners, so this project has grown to be really potent. Monthly, everybody expects all of the necessary blood donation, TechMed, which is about medical supplies for paramedics. And I think that this war has given a powerful impetus for the development of partnerships in Ukraine. Thank you for that. Moving on to the last finalist, which is Bastia Corporation, a special product meant for the military and civilians, with towels called Clean Victory. The project is a result of which a new product has been developed for the military and civilians, wet towels created to be used in extreme circumstances in absence of water. We want to thank you all because Westphere is all about care, and by joining our efforts, we'll definitely be victorious. Thank you. And now we are on to the winners of this nomination. And the first winner is EPAM Ukraine. EPAM response Water to Kherson region. The project to support from a Rescue Now, a charitable fund, in order to establish water towers to ensure water supplies in three communities, territorial communities in Kherson region affected by the destruction of the dam. Well, EPAM, in fact, is cherishing more than 500 initiatives, and right now, the money that we are implementing is reaching 1 million Ukrainian hryvnias worth. And right now, we are a big multinational corporation, but if we wait for all of the approvals, it will take a long time. In a week, we have raised all of the money. In another week, we moved on to the project, a lot of water without plastic. So this has troubleshot for a lot of problems with water in small communities in Kherson region. Thank you so much for doing that. Congratulations to the winner. Our next winner is a STED group of companies, the project called The Unburnable, the program to provide support to all those who require rehabilitation and treatment of scars and burns sustained as a result of what the company is actively propagating the manifestations of physical injuries in the society via information awareness campaigns and photo shoots, and it has provided help to more than 150 patients. I would like to take a minute of your time, your audience, because I would like to say some very important things. Actually, what we are dealing with is rehabilitation, but non-standard rehabilitation with reference to what we are all used to. So we as a rehabilitation program, the Unburnable, together with the estate company and the representatives of business community, we try to have cars at the time they to afford a member of the society. So luckily, as it was said, we have already been able to provide assistance to about 150 patients because it's extensive and lengthy treatment. But this is pretty much due to a well-established network of partnerships. So taking this opportunity, being here, I am encouraging everyone who is interested in this cooperation. We cannot show this because a lot of you would probably be shocked otherwise if you watched this video. But taking this opportunity, I'm inviting all of you who might be interested, who it resonates with. We're always open to any collaborations. And now I'm giving the mic to my peer. I would also like to take some of your time. We are two here because for me, Maxim is all about our future, the empathetic future of Ukraine, because he has come up, he has created this project and works on it 24/7. And I think that he deserves your big hand. Give it up to him. It's a pity we cannot show how we work. But for example, there are women that are faceless. And this year she was able to take her child to school. Prior to that, she couldn't get out of home. I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Another soldier whose hands were burned, and right now he can already operate his fingers. It's another very important story. A few days ago, one more shocking story happened. A soldier who had been a prisoner of war, and on his forehead, a swastika, the Russia's swastika had been carved on his forehead. And it sends goosebumps on our skin. But that's exactly what our project tackles. And I'm very much grateful for the support. And I would like to call upon all of you who might be interested in cooperation with our center. Thank you. Thank you, Maxime, for everything that you are doing. Thank you for appreciating our effort. Thanks a lot. Another round of applause, please. Our next runner-up is Aquo Project Superhumans. The all-Ukrainian medical center meant for Ukrainians with complicated death traumas of war. This center, free of charge, provides prosthesis rehabilitation, treatment of PTSD, and reconstructive surgery. Thank you very much indeed. It's a privilege to be involved in Superhumans project. The people that go through the rehabilitation at the center of prosthetics, these people are treated as superhumans, not as patients, not as clients or customers. We don't even call them veterans, only superhumans. So we thank our superhumans. Much appreciate your kind words. Please give it up to our winner. And there is one more company that we need to remark today, Hogan Lovells, the United Kingdom, ensuring rights of the prisoners of war. This project is aimed at the protection and ensuring human rights and legal support of the prisoners of war. Last year, they saved two prisoners of war who had been sentenced in the Donetsk People's Republic to capital punishment, and within 48 hours they managed to prove the wrongfulness of this decision by turning to the European Court of Human Rights. So this is our second award, because last year we worked as Hugen Lovells and we sent bracelets with the logo of Azovstal, and we are confident that sustainable development is impossible without feeling safety and principles of security. But the principles of security have been ruined and devastated because we feel that there's a lot of impunity taking place. As you have said, we are basing our operations on ensuring the rights of the two people who were taken prisoners in the city of Mariupol. And we would like the Russian Federation to pay reparations in favor of these people. After this legal trial, we are sure that this will become a massive process and that the Russian Federation will be bound to pay. There is a certain dynamics that this conflict will be frozen, and in some 10 years, the Russian Federation will initiate a conflict again. But we have been present war. When you see what they have done to people, this is a society, that simply has to go into oblivion. It has to be destroyed, and then our life has to proceed. So our project is all in favor of justice. Russia will have to pay for all iniquities. Glory to Ukraine, glory to her heroes. Now, dear colleagues, we are inviting all of the champions and winners to take a group photo, but just let's take a minute of your time for one more finalist, Profperopa Company, the project of Clean Kiev 2022, the unknown civil heroes, the activity of recycling waste and preventing its consequences on the environment of Kiev. We seem to have spoken about that, but anyway, congratulations. The prize goes to the winner. Thanks a lot for this prize. After such big winners, it's hard February, start with the end of February, of our options continue to provide services of waste management, picking up waste. Our trucks kept taking garbage out of Kiev, and we prevented this environmental collapse from happening, even in face of shelling. We thank our fighters for the security and protection prices. Thank you. And now, let's take a family picture of the whole category of the Warriors of Light. Thanks to everyone. We are close, but what kind of partnership can there be without the people who make all of these events a reality? And I would like to invite on this stage all of my team that have been working a lot, so hard, keeping in touch with everyone, finding it out from all of the members of the jury, sending all of the materials timely, preparing all of the Excel spreadsheets, preparing all of the partners to make it all happen. So I would like all of you to come up here. Yulia, Sasha, Alina, Lena, Dasha, Vitaly, Lisa, all of you present here. It's my ardent desire to have you in this group picture, standing alongside me. Tatiana, a big thank you for collecting this team. We did our best. And it's awesome that we can combine such fantastic stories that you can familiarize yourselves by following this QR code, as well as reading our brochure. All of them are available in English and Ukrainian. So if you need to disseminate them amongst your stakeholders, please share this link and this QR code. We will also be promoting us via our global office to make it accessible and available in all of the countries of the world. Thank you very much indeed from the bottom of our hearts. And again, we are inviting you to another part of this hall for the informal networking without mics and unceremoniously. So once again, thanks for coming.